Hello, my name is Abe, and welcome back to FTL Faster Than Light Advanced Edition. Today I'm going to be playing as the Nasacio, the Kestrel? No, the Stealth Cruiser Mark 1, A-type, whatever you want to call it, because we need to unlock the B-type, and to do that we need to either get the Bird of Prey achievement or the Tactical Approach achievement, which means that we either need to kill a ship in one cloak, so we need a lot of powerful weapons to do that, or we need to get to Sector 8 without running into an environmental hazard, like an asteroid field. That's going to be entirely dependent on RNG. Either it happens or it doesn't, and there's sometimes not a lot that we can do to control that. So we're just going to try. We are going to attack the pirate because this is a potential for a double dip situation here. We could get some good rewards out of it. And this is just a fire drone, I believe, so we're not going to take system damage immediately as a result of this drone. So what I'm going to do is lock all of my crew members into their rooms, and hopefully the fires don't start in piloting weapons or engines, and we can cloak out of the way of the missile when it comes in. Yeah, so fires are starting. Hopefully they get put out pretty quickly. And we're going to cloak right now so that we can cloak and we don't lose the cloak due to fire. Dual lasers and mini beam good to go. I would like to take out the drone, but the missiles are the things that are going to be doing actual hull damage to me. So we're going to fire dual lasers at weapons, and we're going to mini beam. Why don't we do dual lasers at drone, and we'll mini beam across all of the important systems here. If we hit the drone control with the beam, then the drone will go offline. If we hit the weapons with the beam, the weapons will go offline. And this is probably a Lido, so it's probably only going to take one damage to the system anyways. So we might as well try to get the dual lasers to land on the drone system so that we do more than 1 point of damage to the drone. The drone probably takes 2 or 3 points of power in order to use. So we're going to try this, see if it works. It does work. First shot lands, second shot may land, but it doesn't matter because we will be able to take out the beam and the missile launcher with this shot. Good, and we started a fire, so that's going to buy us a little bit of time. They're going to get their weapons back online, but we're going to have another dual laser mini beam shot here in just a second, so we're fine. Hit the exact same systems, this will kill them. Try to surrender, no thank you. 21 scrap and an arms dealer, so we get a store. This actually kind of sucks because we literally cannot buy anything. I could sell titanium system casing. That wouldn't allow me to buy shields. It would allow me to buy a charge laser. I can't buy the flak though. I would prefer the flak over the charge laser. I could get a Hermes missile launcher, and honestly, that doesn't sound too bad. Because the Hermes, I can always just use it when I'm cloaked, let it charge up, let it fire with my other weapons. What I think I'm gonna do instead is sell titanium system casing, and I'm just going to upgrade my medbay, because that's usually what I do on these runs. I upgrade the medbay so that if we do get some beacons that can give me additional crew members, I can get those additional crew members. So we're gonna try that out. I could have bought a weapon though. I'm hoping that I'll find another weapon in the future. Yeah. It wasn't a weapon for free. If it was a weapon for free, that would have been ideal. We will intervene to defend the outposts. They have an ion, which hopefully does nothing. Hopefully it just misses our ship entirely, and they have a missile launcher. Looks like a Lido, charges pretty quickly. I'm going to dodge the Lido, of course, 90% chance. It missed our cloak, and our weapons will be able to fire in just a second. I'm going to go on their weapon system, because if I can take their missile launcher offline, that'd be perfect. And I am going to wait until the laser hits before I fire the beam. It missed, so we are going to fire the beam. Why wait? Because if the dual laser hit their missile launcher system, then the mini beam, if it hits again and it messes up with the power of the ship, then they could bring the missile launcher back online. It's much better to just fire the dual lasers once and just have that be the end of it. Hit him in the cloak, and the mini beam will finish them off. The ships that we're fighting right now are very weak, but the problem is that we can't kill them in one cloak because the dual laser only does at most 2 points of damage. The mini beam does at most 3 or 4. If we're going to want to end up actually killing these ships in one cloak, we're going to need more weapons, or we're going to need to come across a ship that is unbelievably wounded already, and I don't think we can do that. Destroy a ship at full health. So even if I was just thinking, what if we jumped away and then jumped back to a beacon? Doesn't work, because it's not at full health. So, I mean, that's how it's phrased. That's how I imagine it works out. We're gonna cloak, immediately fire on their weapon system. Hopefully we can take their beam offline. This is a basic laser, it only has 1 power. Mini beam only has 1 power, so we need to hit. And we took their weapons offline. 5 fuel, 6 missiles, 8 scrap. Not bad, especially from a missile standpoint, but I'm not gonna accept surrender. The thing I need most importantly right now is scrap. I need to buy shields very quickly. So if I take missiles, it doesn't really mean that I can get any scrap anytime soon now, does it? They're dead, and we pick up 13 scrap, and a little bit of fuel and a little bit of missiles, so that's pretty good. No combat, so I am just going to jump ahead, see if there's any combat at these, you know, few beacons up here. Maybe jump up first? No, I'll jump ahead. I'll jump up. I'll jump up. I'm very surprised that we have not taken damage so far on this run. That is a terrible, terrible offer. We haven't taken any damage, and other than that one fire drone encounter, we haven't been coming up against drones, and drones are the worst thing for this ship because you have absolutely no way of really defending against them. You have the cloak, but that only lasts for 5 seconds right now. I am going to cloak out of their single shot basic laser because my weapons can fire immediately after their weapon misses, and if I'm lucky, I can take their burst laser Mark II offline. Maybe? No, they're gonna keep their burst laser online, so we are gonna get hit here for quite a lot. Got hit for 2. Cloak is offline, door is offline. Honestly, that's not bad, and I am gonna wait and just use my dual lasers again. This should take their burst laser offline, so it's gonna buy us some time. Yeah, and we started a fire, that's good. All right, you get into the cloak and try to get this stuff repaired while we have a second. This is gonna be a win, and we only take 2 whole points of damage, so this is not that bad. There we go. 17 scrap plus is a civilian ship, and we get a swarm missile launcher, which is a wonderful, wonderful weapon for us to have. It does up to 3 damage in about 21 seconds, I believe, and you know, it's what we're gonna use as soon as we have the scrap, as soon as we buy the shields. We're not gonna sell it because this is a pretty good weapon for us to have. You can, you know, use it just once in 7 seconds to fire a missile for 1 damage, but it's much better to wait 21 seconds. And, you know, we might wait 14 to fire it, but if we can get the cloak upgraded so that it lasts for 15 seconds, this could be very good for us. Now there's a store. I like that there's a store here because it means I can go to a few beacons, hopefully get 125 scrap, go to the store, buy shields. Aid the civilian ship, absolutely. Double dip rewards as much as possible. They're hacking my engines, that means we have a 0% evasion chance, but the cloak gives us 60, and as soon as the hack wears off, we still have 25. We're losing the 5% because this guy can't man the console. Other than that, though, we still have the engine power giving us a base 20 dodge chance. Pilot gives us 5, that's 25. So we're gonna cloak out of this heavy laser shot because this is 2 damage coming in. It misses, which is very lucky. We're gonna fire on their weapons because that is tedious for us to deal with. Both shots missed, so they are going to get their bomb off and they are going to get their laser off again. This is extremely, extremely unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about it. Dual lasers have to go in very quickly. Good, 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 good. We just barely managed to land the shot quick enough that we were able to take out their heavy lasers, so we're not gonna get hit by that 2 points of damage. Dual lasers, mini beam will be able to kill them though. Okay, contact the civilian ship, absolutely, and we get a new crew member. I think if we decline, we get something else, but you know, I'm just gonna welcome a crew member. Having a Mantis is very nice. Gives us the ability to get Blue options for having him, but also he is a good combat crew member. In case we get boarded, we can use him to help defend the ship. And as soon as we get the shield room, we can have him man it and get the bonus to its recharge rate. So Mantis, for now, is going to go on doors, because why not? Might as well slow down any invaders we have. We have 102 scrap. 2 more beacons to get 23 scrap. Hopefully we can make it work. Oh, another civilian ship. This is the best sector. Holy cow. And they are going to board us, so we do have the Mantis to help deal with this Rockman. So let's do that right now. We can probably take him and we can run into the medbay should we need to. So I don't mind just attacking him right now. I could also open the doors and vent him. So maybe we'll try that. Good. He's going to try to bust his way into the door room, but he's going to take health damage until he gets into the room, so he should be dead. They fire their weapons at the exact same moment. Let's fire the dual lasers first, then cloak, then fire in the mini beam. And because we did this very, very quickly, we do manage to get the extra cloaking time. It's like an additional second of cloak because we fired the dual lasers before we activated the cloak. And this Rockman is not going to last very long. Their teleporter is dead, so he's just going to die aboard my ship. Ideally. Okay, their missile launcher is still offline. Their laser's going to land. Did take out our dual lasers, so I am going to switch my weapons around, get the mini beam depowered, dual lasers powered up, because I do need to actually still land some shots in. Might as well put the power into the medbay really quickly. Okay, their laser's coming in. I'm going to cloak, just barely in time. Fire off my dual laser at their weapon system, and their Mantis is going to be very slow at repairing. Unfortunately, their Mantis not the Mantis, their dodge chance, their piloting kept them from getting hit there, so their weapons are still online. And I can't cloak out of the next basic laser shot when it comes in. Did manage to hit them, but unfortunately they managed to get a shot off because their weapons are... This must be an Artemis, that's why. Because we hit, it dealt damage to the system, but their weapons stayed online. Probably because it was an Artemis. So dual lasers ready to go. Their basic laser is doing a lot of damage to me, unfortunately. Just hit them as quickly as possible. They did get one more shot off, but I can cloak. Oh, but we still got hit in the oxygen room. Unfortunate, but we also got a lot of scrap. So we're going to jump to the store ASA frickin' P, buy the shields, get the swarm missile online, and we should be good. Weapon pre-igniter, amazing to have, especially for this achievement, but getting the shields is the most important thing for us right now. We're gonna do that. We're not gonna sell long-range scanners because I need to be able to see if there is any hazards in order to avoid them, in order to unlock the B-type layout, to get the achievement and all that jazz. All right, everyone's gonna get healed up. Mantis, you're now in the shield room, welcome. And we don't have a lot of power aboard this ship, but we do have enough that we can micromanage our systems a little bit. We can take power away from oxygen in order to cloak. We're only down 1 engine power in order to have shields, which is pretty good. The only way that is a negative is if they fire missiles at us, because we lose that 5% dodge chance. But being able to block lasers, I think, is more important. We're going to examine the station, absolutely. We will scrap their cloning bay, partially intact. I imagine if we had a cloning bay, maybe if it was upgraded, we could interface with their cloning bay and save whoever is in the cloning bay, but we can still scrap it for 8 scrap, and that's pretty good. This is a dead end, so we're just gonna go distress, beacon, exit, and that'll be the end of the first sector. Pretty good first sector. We got a free weapon, we've got shields, and we got the med bay upgraded, and we're not even done with this sector. We will investigate. Bring him to the med bay, and we get Charlie the Rockman. I'm gonna put Charlie in the shield room and put the Mantis on the door room. Why? Because Rockman, super slow. Put him in the shield room, he's next to the medbay. He can go heal up very, very quickly. Mantis in the door room for now, but if I ever get an NG, I'm gonna put the NG on the door room, the Mantis on the sensors, and if I ever get invaded, the Mantis can leave the sensor room to do combat while still keeping the NG in the door room in order to get the free door upgrade. Rockmen, basically you put them either in piloting or the room next to the medbay. In this case, that's shield room. Why piloting? Because you almost never want your pilot to leave the piloting room, and if you do, you're usually in a bad place. But having a Rogue Man as a pilot's pretty good because he can just soak up a lot of damage in case we get boarded in the piloting room. He can stay there, keep our dodge chance up. But right now he's in the shield room because that's next to the medbay. Okay, that was a good beacon. We've gotten 2 free crew members, partially because of the 2nd level medbay. We are going to demand the surrender of their goods, but they are going to try to escape. They do have a defense drone, single shot laser, plus a beam. We can dodge their stuff very easily. All we have to do is wait for their weapon, their laser to fire. If it hits the shields, we cloak so that their beam cannot fire until we come out of the cloak. Gives our shields a chance to recharge. If their laser if their laser missed us, then I wouldn't bother cloaking. But for now, we're gonna cloak. Dual laser mini beam. We're gonna hit them in their piloting room. Keep that offline. Might as well do it like this. Keep their weapons partially offline. That way they can't damage me at all. They're gonna get their stuff repaired. They're gonna get it repaired pretty quickly, in fact. We might not be able to kill them, but I am gonna try. Might as well hit them in the engine room because if I can hit them in engines, drone control shields, they're gonna get these 3 systems repaired because they have 3 crew members. They're not gonna have a pilot, and they're not gonna have their FTL charging. And now, since they're getting the stuff repaired, I can fire at these 3 systems again, keep them busy with repairing. Should be easy. Yeah, there we go. I should have done that first instead of focusing on the piloting system, but it didn't end up biting me in the ass too much because we managed to make it out with their death. Don't need a crew member. No, thank you. We're going to go to a Mantis-controlled sector. We can go to this civilian sector and then red, nebula, green, and there's not a lot of red sectors. I like red sectors more than nebulas, obviously. And if I can only go to one nebula, I'd go to this nebula because then we have 2 red sectors before it. And we pretty much have to go to a nebula regardless of what we do, so. Or actually, maybe there's a path up that would prevent us from going to a nebula. I don't remember. What do we need? We need power. Let's get some power. We do need weapons, though. It's like 60 scrap for weapons. Let's get 1 bar of power for now. Put that in the engines so that the engines are fully powered. And the next scrap will probably go into the swarm missile launcher, because we're very, very quickly going to run across ships that have 2 bars of shields, and then we're gonna be screwed with the weapons that we have. We need better weapons. Now they only have 1 laser. That means that we actually don't need to do anything. Like, their shot's just gonna bounce off of our shields and nothing's gonna come of it. So, you know, we might as well just get everyone into the medbay and kill this Mantis. If we can kill this Mantis, then that's 1 less dude that we have to worry about in the future. And our Mantis can get the killing blow. Good stuff. They do not have a clone bay. He's not gonna come back to life, and they're not gonna board us with their 2 remaining crew members, so we can just play with them. I could sit here for a while, farm some experience. Probably not gonna do that. It would be smart to do that. I could farm everything. I could even farm weapon power by just firing off the mini beam, but that would take forever. Although we are getting some good dodges here. 30% is pretty good for evasion. Yeah, that one just hit the shields. All right, dual laser. We're gonna hit them in their shields. Then we're gonna hit them in piloting, engines, and shields. I don't wanna hit them in the weapon system, specifically because I want them to keep shooting me so I can get a little bit of training. You know, might as well. Their ship is also on fire. If their crew dies, that is fantastic for me. Let's see what they do. Now, they put out the fire. Let's put out the... Let's dual laser their oxygen, see what happens. Mini beam their med bay. Maybe start a fire, I was thinking. No. I was thinking maybe we could kill the crew by starting some more fires aboard their ship. Not gonna happen. That's okay. Dual laser them, they're dead. Couldn't kill the crew. Maybe I could have killed the crew if I focused on them, but they would have just run to the med bay. And their med bay was powered up to level 2 anyway, so I don't think we would have been able to do it. lead them to their destination. Sure, I mean, declining just is nothing. I might as well do it, and we get 10 scrap now, and a quest beacon. At the quest beacon, we'll either get a reactor upgrade, hull repair, scrap, or it'll be a combat encounter with rebels. Honestly, anything's good with me. Give me combat. We're good at combat right now as long as the enemy ships do not have 2 bars of shields. And that's one reason why the Mantis sector is a good sector to go to, because their ships often have less weaponry and less shields than your normal ships. They usually have things like this. A teleporter, a Mantis coming over, and we can deal with him pretty quickly, pretty easily. He's going into the shield room, we can just send frickin' literally everyone in there and kill him very quickly. They do have a clone bay, which means technically what I could do is farm combat experience by letting him revive constantly and killing him over and over and over again. However, what I can do instead is kill him and then take out their clone bay. And now he's dead forever. He's not going to come back to life at all. And I can focus now on maybe killing their NG. And if I can kill their NG, take out their clone bay, then I kill all the crew, and then I maybe get a bonus. So Rockman's going to get healed up really quickly. Might as well do that right now. Send him back to where he belongs. It's going to give him... Yeah, I was thinking he's probably going to be done with the repairing in a second, and you know, it turned out to be correct. Keep hitting this guy. The shot's gonna land because he has no dodge chance, and maybe 4 more shots will kill him, and then I only have to hit their clone bay once, and he's dead. So this should work pretty nicely. That shot missed, but it doesn't matter. We can still hit him with the beam. Beam, dual laser, does 15 points of crew damage, so that means we have to hit 3 more times. So here comes 2, or here comes 1 with the dual laser, unless it misses, and then the mini beam is 1. This will be fine. We will be able to kill this guy. We just have to be careful that we save 1 hull integrity of the ship after we take out the clone bay. So I need to hit him with the dual laser once. Okay, he's down to 10 HP. Now I specifically did not fire off the mini beam here, because what's going to happen is I'm going to dual laser him. As soon as the dual laser shot lands, he's going to die. The ship's going to go down to 2 HP. I'm going to mini beam the clone bay to take it offline, and then the ship will have 1 HP remaining. Has to be very exact. Okay, he's dead. Their clone bay is offline. The ship is now ours, and we get a free repair burst weapon. It's actually not, I mean, it's actually terrible, but it's actually not bad because we can sell it for maybe 20, 30 scrap or something like that. So it's actually a pretty good end there. I do worry about this beacon right here being a hazard, because I would have to either go through it or backtrack. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to jump down, and if this is a hazard, I'm going to jump up and then over here to this ship beacon. The reason why is that if this is a hazard, we won't be able to get the achievement because we'll have to go through it. Unless I backtrack. So I'm gonna try. If it's a hazard, I'll just backtrack. Okay, they have a missile launcher. We have to dodge that, so we're going to go heavy on their weapon systems. Can't kill the crew, really. He's going to try to go in the med bay. I'm meeting him in the med bay, and I'm going to send Rockman and Mantis to fight in the med bay. It should be a pretty easy fight. Get the med bay powered up slightly. Got a cloak out of their, not their laser, got a cloak out of their missile, and that does seem like it is an Artemis. So the cloak is very important here. Let's fire off the dual laser once first, then cloak. I could have landed the mini beam before I cloaked, but whatever. Okay, their weapons are now offline, where at the very least their missile launcher is offline. They only have the laser, so let's get power into the medbay, power into the O2. Everyone go back to your rooms now, get the power back into the engines, and this NG is worrying about the shields, even though there's a fire in his piloting system. And that's good for me, because it means that he might not put out the fire before it spreads. It looks like he will, though. Unless I fire on his shield system. No, so we're just gonna kill him. I was thinking maybe we could do it in such a way that we could kill him by diverting his attention away from the fire, but he managed to put it out, so that's fine. Well, we have 60 scrap. That's enough to get another Bar of weapons. I'm not gonna do it quite yet just because I don't have the, it's a store by the way, which is nice. Just because we don't have the reactor power in order to actually use another weapon. Instead, this is just, oh my god, this is terrible. So basically, in this situation, everyone goes into the med bay, except for Mantis Man, and we open all doors. Actually, here's what we do. Just open these doors. I want them to go into the, I want them to find their way into the med bay. So we're gonna turn off the O2. They're trying to go into the cloak, so we're gonna open these doors. Let's open all doors except for this one, see what they do. Trying to go into the door room. No, close out the med bay. I want them to go into the med bay. Turn on the O2. Okay. Send the humans, send the mantis into the sensors room. They'll be fine, they'll live. Mantises will try to get into the med bay in a second, yeah. They realized, oh hey, there's actually no oxygen aboard the ship. We need to get into a room with oxygen. Okay, I almost screwed that up. Luckily though, we are going to come out of this just fine. Let's get everybody healed up. Okay. Well, at the very least, we got a bunch of combat training. Mantis is at 4 of 8, and everyone except for Big B, I think, got a kill there. So that's fine, that's fine. We didn't get anything tangible out of it. We didn't get any scrap, free weapons, but it happens, it happens. We've had a pretty good run so far, so I don't mind the occasional bad beacon. We're gonna cut the ship out because we get a lot of scrap for it. 18 scrap plus a little bit of fuel is quite nice. Let's go to the store with 78 scrap. Maybe we can buy a flak cannon. I don't know. Ooh, flak gun Mark II is really good. Drone control is really good. This is an interesting situation here. We're gonna sell the repair bomb. It's garbage. And all of a sudden, the world is our oyster. We have our pick of the litter here. What do we want? Drone control. I'm gonna say no. The reason why is because primarily you want to use drone control. You primarily want to buy drone control when it has a defense drone that gives you very, very good missile defense. We don't necessarily need missile defense. We have a cloak and 4 power in our engines at the start of the game. We have pretty decent missile defense. The cloak pretty much guarantees us a miss once we get the engines powered up a little bit more to 40% natural. So we don't necessarily need the drone control. We would be shooting down every other missile instead of every missile, and we would be shooting down hacking drones, which is fine, it's fine. But I don't think we need it. Backup battery, very good. It would allow us to get the swarm missiles powered up pretty much right now because I could just use the backup battery power for oxygen and cloaking when I need to. You know, I could put the power into engines in order to dodge a missile when it comes in, and then it would last for about 30 seconds, and that's long enough that we can take out the enemy weapon systems with our weapons. So backup battery, good purchase. Mind control, good purchase. If we start a fire aboard the enemy ship with the dual lasers or the mini beam, or the swarm missiles in fact, then we can stop them from putting out the fire, destroy the system, wound their crew, potentially get more scrap rewards in the future by killing their crew. It's a pretty good upgrade that we can easily afford, and it's 75 scrap, not 85 scrap that the drone control system is. Weapons, Hull Laser Mark II, 3 power, 3 shots, chance for fire, chance for breach. Hull Laser is a really good weapon to have if you don't have anything else, and because the ship only has 3 weapon slots, it's actually very effective. But the flak gun is more effective. Charges a little bit slower, but it does 7 shots instead of 3. Can't breach, can't start a fire, but breaks through any number of shields pretty much because it fires 7 shots. The 21-second charge time is a bit ridiculous, but with the cloak, it's actually not all that bad because you can just upgrade the cloak for 15 seconds, and then you only need to wait 6 seconds until it can fire. The flak gun seems like an amazing pickup here. Halberd beam is also pretty good. With the flak gun, the halberd beam becomes amazing because the flak gun takes out enemy shields. Halberd beam does 2 damage to any system that it hits. Flak gun halberd beam might even allow us to destroy enemy ships during cloak, which means we might be able to get the achievement. I think what we do here is we sell some weapons, we pick up the flak gun and maybe also the halberd beam, and then we focus on upgrading our ship's weapon systems. Dual laser mini beam, swarm. Swarm is actually pretty good still. I would like to keep it. That's 3, 3, and 2. Okay, first things first. What do we buy? We buy the flak gun. It gets through shields. We are going to soon run into a situation where we can't bust through shields. We're gonna buy. 18 scrap. If I sell all of my weapons, that gives me another 54 scrap. That means I could buy the halberd beam, but it means that I literally cannot put any weapons online because I don't have the power for it. I think we're done purchasing. I think we use the flak gun dual laser mini beam in the future. Maybe switch off one of these for the swarm. And then maybe we'll pick up another weapon in the future. But I think this is a good first step for us. Flak gun is amazing. It's like an instant purchase, especially when you only have 3 weapon systems. Because it's better than 2 flak ones because they only do 6 shots for 4 power for 2 weapon slots. Because we only have 3 weapon slots, it's kind of more important that we have good efficiency per weapon slot. Although 2 flak gun ones is still pretty good. 3 flak gun ones would be good enough, but this is fine. I do like the fact that this also potentially allows us to get the achievement in the future. I would like some more scrap. I can't sell long range scanners. We need that in order to attempt to do the other achievement. I can't sell anything else. So this is good. Flak gun, good purchase, good pickup. We're going to basically keep that in our back pocket for a while, and we'll use that in the future. Now I do need to save up some more scrap in order to get something else powered up. Rejector offer, that's a bad jump, but unfortunately we didn't know that ahead of time. Okay, rebel ship here. We knew that there was a rebel ship because of the long-range scanners that told us there was a ship here. They have a anti-personnel drone, single-shot laser plus a bomb. This should be a pretty easy encounter for us. They should not be able to damage me unless they bomb my shields. So I might as well get the Mantis in the shield room just in case we need to do repairs. And let's get the cloak depowered, because the only time we'll need the cloak is when our shields go down if they bomb it. Okay, dual lasers go out on there. Shields, drone bay, and engines to keep them busy with repairing. Well, dual lasers missed, but their bomb also missed. So at the very least, it bought us some time. And as soon as they run out of bombs, we're golden because they can't deal damage to me ever. Okay, they're busy with repairing now. Yeah, because as soon as they run out of bombs, the only way that they can damage me right now is if they bomb my shield room. And if they run out of bombs, they can't do that. So I'm perfectly content with what we've got here right now. Keep damaging them, started a fire, 7 missiles is good, but I don't want it. I want scrap, I want to kill them. If there was a teleporter in that shop, I would have definitely considered that over the flat gun, by the way, but there wasn't. Okay, dual lasers managed to kill them. Weapons personnel did train up 1 level. We will get 1 bar of weapon power. Why would we get 1 bar of weapon power? So that we could just use the flak gun? No. Might as well wait until we can get the swarm missiles fully powered. And then we'll go from there. Okay, I can go to 1 more beacon before the exit. I don't want to go to the environmental hazards. There's none in our way. At this point, this is just a waste of fuel, but that's okay. Repair damage, we don't need to repair damage, we're not that damaged. Last 4 jumps of this sector were garbage, but other than that, we're pretty good. Zoltan homeworlds. Yes. Yes. I don't like Zoltan ships, but if we get very lucky, we have the potentiality of getting a free Zoltan super shield, which I would very much love to get. So we're gonna go beacon, 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 and then jump forward. I would like to go to one more beacon that's definitively combat or an event, just because I can potentially get the swarm missiles online. Okay. And this is when I need to get power into the weapon system, because they have 5 lasers, and I really don't have any way of getting around their weapons unless I use Swarm. So you know what? We're gonna use Swarm. We're gonna cloak out of their shots when they come in, and we're gonna go heavy on their weapon systems, maybe start a fire if we get lucky. We're gonna try to just kill their crew members when they come aboard us. Yep. Get everyone in there, kill this guy, get ready to cloak when their weapons fire. This is dangerous. This is very dangerous. I think we can come out of it though. Swarm is powered up to level 2. Their crew member is dead. He's not coming back to life, so when we do damage to them, they will not be able to get it repaired. Everyone go back to your rooms. I'm not gonna worry about getting people healed up right now. Let's keep the oxygen flowing. Swarm's ready to go. Now, hopefully they all land. Kinda need them to land. 2 missiles landed, and we did take out their burst laser Mark III. That's pretty good. I could also use one more swarm to take out the burst laser They're dual lasers, and I am gonna use 1 swarm missile. Hopefully it lands, takes out their missile launcher. Good. So now what do? We wait. Let the swarm missiles recharge, and we're just gonna, if we have to kill the ship using only swarms, I'm okay with that. I am gonna go heavy on their shield system now. Take their shields offline, switch over to the dual laser mini beam. And we're gonna cloak out of their next laser shot when it comes in. That's 3. Dual laser mini beam, good to go. Cloak. All 3 of the missiles landed, that's very good. They're not gonna get their shields repaired before we can sneak some shots in. And this is gonna be fine. It was a little bit sketchy. No. Start with the dual lasers. It was a little bit sketchy when they had all of their weapons, but switching over to the swarm missile was a good idea. It worked for us. They're gonna offer us reconstructive teleport plus 13 scrap. That's a good augmentation to have if you have a clone bay, not so much if you have a med bay, but it is something that we can sell. So I am going to accept it. We can sell it for probably like 25 more scrap. That makes this a like 38 scrap beacon, which is really good at this point in the game. So we're gonna accept it. They're gonna get away. Well, they're not gonna get away, but they're not gonna be dead. And we have reconstructive teleport to sell. We're gonna upgrade the weapon system so that I can have swarm missiles plus, dual lasers online at the same time, maybe. I don't know. In 12 more scrap, I can get these swarm missiles powered up online permanently, and that's definitely something that I'm going to be interested in. We will check out the odd moon in the distance, and we get a... Sending a shuttle to explore a beckoning cave system, you discover signs of a battle and a still functioning weapon, a fire beam. Not bad. With the flak gun, this could be amazing because we can flak gun their ship, take out their shields, maybe hit their weapons a little bit, fire beam their ship, prevent them from getting repairs done, kill the crew, get more scrap, get more free crew members, get more free weapons out of it. This could be extremely interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be a while until we can get everything powered up, but for now, what we can do is get the swarms powered up. We are gonna need more reactor power. We are going to need more shield power. You stumble upon some Zoltan military vessels engaging in combat training. Their energy shields are impressive, but you note how quickly beam and ion weaponry take them down. Beam's actually not that good. Beams hit twice on a Zoltan shield, so if you have something like a glaive beam or halberd beam, that's pretty good, but ion weapons are usually what you want. A Ion Blast Mark II just melts those super shields. So I'm gonna go boop, boop, boop. Yeah, that at least leaves me the out of going backwards, I think. So maybe I should only go to 2 beacons first. This one, and then go into the nebula. Although, what I should do is go down and then up, because if this is a nebula, I can avoid it. And if it isn't, then I can backtrack through it. Okay, that's decent. We need fuel, definitely. We only have 2 left. I didn't really realize how low of fuel we had. This ship is very annoying. They will be able to damage me with their halberd beam, so we need to take that offline very quickly. Swarm, not gonna be very effective because they do have a defense drone. What I'm actually gonna do is Cloak immediately. Sounds weird, but what I'm hoping is that it buys us some additional time for our weapons to charge up before their weapons do. And I am going to use the Swarm because I need to Yeah, I am going to use the Swarm as soon as it gets powered up to level 2. Hit them in their weapons with it. Dual laser their weapons. And mini beam their weapons. Good, so their halberd beam is now offline. Swarm. I might use another Swarm, but if I can just keep their halberd beam offline, then we don't need to worry about it. Because the halberd beam will cut through 1 bar of my shield, so I need to make sure that this weapon stays offline if at all possible. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be perfectly fine. They're not gonna get their stuff repaired. Not even focusing on their piloting system so a dual laser can kill them. Yeah. It was an easy encounter, easier than I thought it was gonna be. Picked up 18 scrap, and not enough for more reactor power, which is unfortunate. The next bar of shields is 50 scrap. That's not a lot, so I do kind of want to get a couple bars of reactor power, then focus on shields, because we need shields, let's be honest. For situations like this ship is kind of dangerous. We're gonna take damage here, almost no question about it. I'm kind of scared. I could use the Swarm, not going to. Might as well fire the dual lasers. Might as well fire the beam, and then Cloak. They're flak fired, and that's what I was waiting for. I might be able to take out some of their weapons with the Swarm. It's gonna be close. I'm gonna fire the dual lasers first. Then the mini beam across all 4 of these rooms, and the Swarms on their weapons. I shot down one of their lasers with a missile, and one of the missiles landed, taking off their other laser. That's actually not half bad. Okay, we need to get the engines powered up. 24% dodge chance. We're gonna get hit by this flak. Yep, shields are now down. That is very, very bad. Swarm missile, go on their weapons. Hopefully it lands. Takes out the flak at least. Hopefully we can take out their heavy laser. Oh, they changed the power. That's so good. And we started some fires, that's so good. Okay, we got very lucky here. We did not take nearly as much damage as I was expecting. Everyone can go get healed up because their fires are gonna wreck them. In fact, we don't need shields. So let's get power into the medbay. And I'm not even looking at their ship because their ship is screwed. Their crew is screwed. Yeah. The fire is going to destroy them though, so I might as well just put them out of their misery. Killed one of the crew with the laser shot. Okay, 25 scrap, 3 fuel, which is very important, and that worked out just fine. Let's get some more reactor power so we can have more dodge chance. We're gonna need reactor power for when we upgrade the shields anyway, so we might as well spend the power now. Spend the scrap now. Okay, intruders on board, plus we're gonna be boarded by 1 mantis, I believe. The ion weapon sucks. They're boarding me in the med bay, which is very nice because I can kill them in the med bay, no problem. No problem. Sending another mantis to board me kinda sucks. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have Thomas, the engine or the weapons personnel, take the brunt of the mantis's attacks while Big B, our pilot, stands off to the side. This is gonna be tricky. It's gonna be very tricky. I need to dodge the ion, I need to dodge the lasers, we need to damage their weapons ASAP. Cloak is going to be incredibly important here. Hopefully they beam their mantises off of my ship. Probably not gonna happen, but it could. Are they gonna fire their weapons? Yep, they're gonna fire their weapons. So we depower the medbay and the oxygen, power up the cloak, power up the engines. I'm gonna swap these guys around because they're getting wounded. I'm not gonna fire, I'm gonna cloak. 82% dodge chance, pretty good. Ion did land and we did get hit twice, once in the med bay, once in the piloting system. So let's get the power back around. Dual lasers, mini beam, ready to go. I'm gonna wait for the cloak to finish first. Give swarms a little bit of time to charge, kill some more of their crew members. Okay, dual lasers. Hit him in the piloting, empty room, weapons, teleporter. Started 1 fire. Swarm missiles ready to go, 3 shots. Their weapons are completely offline, perfect. because their weapons are offline, let's get everybody healed up first. You might as well stay and get some repairing done. Okay. Keep the medbay powered up. Mantis, you can get out of there, and you guys can stay there for a second. Everyone go back to your rooms except for Tomas, the weapons personnel. And now everyone go back to your rooms. So, pretty easy encounter. We did take a couple of points of damage, but that's not too bad. No thank you, I don't want you aboard my ship at all. 25 scrap means that we are 1 scrap away from getting the shield upgraded. But let's get the reactor upgraded instead, because we're gonna need that reactor power anyways. We might as well get it now. Okay, we can go to empty beacon, and then continue moving forward. I don't think the rebels count as environmental hazard, because it's not. It's not an environmental hazard, it's a rebellion hazard. So if I have to backtrack, I have to backtrack. But this is the peace envoy, so we hear him out, continue, get a quest beacon on the next sector. Wonderful, this either means we're gonna get the envoy, which is a fully leveled up Zoltan, or we are going to get the super shield, and I hope we get the super shield. I don't think I've ever gotten it yet on this campaign. Campaign, playthrough, whatever. Zoltan ship, annoying. Super shield, annoying. I'm gonna let their first ion come in, and I'm gonna depower my shields so that my shields don't get ionized. Dual laser and mini beam are just gonna fire first. Their hull beam, hopefully it fires right about now. Good, and it just bounces off of my shields. So I'm gonna depower my shields again. Okay, their super shield is now offline. Let's get my shields powered up. Can't cloak, don't need to. Hopefully their hull, let's swarm their shields. Hopefully their hull beam fires before their ion lands. If it doesn't, we're just gonna cloak. We're just gonna cloak. Ion's coming in. I want it to miss, it did miss. Dual lasers mini beam can take out their weapons now. They only have 1 bar of shields. Good stuff. Fire in the piloting room means that they're not gonna get their stuff repaired anytime soon. Do want to hit them in the shield room though before they get it fully repaired. Good. I mean, that killed them, but I still wanted to hit their, shield system one more time. 2 stores! 2 stores. We cannot go to a store, beacon, and then exit. What I could do is go to exit, store, nebula, beacon, exit, and then go through the rebel fleet. We have a cloak, so that's actually not half bad of an idea. So we're gonna go exit, store, probably nebula, and then beacon, exit. Give us some more beacons on this sector, give us some more scrap rewards, etc., etc. Because I don't want to leave right now. I want to visit more beacons if I can. Cell missiles. We're going to ignore it because the swarm missiles are kind of a big part of our plan here. And that is an environmental hazard, which means that we will have to fight through the rebel fleet. I could go to 1 more beacon and then fight through the rebel fleet. Or I could go to a rock-controlled sector. This is interesting. This is very tricky. I think we just go to the next sector. If it was 4 more beacons of just pure profit, then yeah. But for 1 beacon, when I only have 1 bar of shields, I'm a little bit wary of that. So I'm gonna say no, we're gonna go to the rock-controlled sector instead. This is a pretty good run still. As soon as we get that flak gun online, as soon as we get the shields powered up a little bit more, we're gonna be very, very good. Need to beeline that quest beacon to get that Zoltan super shield. If I can get that super shield, oh, it's gonna be so good. Okay, if I show them to my data suite, we get a free Rockman. If I do the first option, we get into combat. They do not have a cloak. They do, however, have 3 bars of shields. I'm gonna show them to my data suite, get a free Rockman who's good at fighting. It's good for me, seems good. Put him in the sensors room, and we're gonna jump. I didn't want to get in combat there because it was a strong ship and they had a flak gun Mark II. I can permanently dodge that, but I don't have a 2nd bar of shields, and I do want a 2nd bar of shields before I really get into tough combat of that sort. They have a cloak, very annoying. They have what looks like a Hermes, but that could be a breaching missile. Hopefully it is a breaching missile. I'm going to fire my weapons as soon as they are able, and then wait for the swarms before we do a second shot. If I can take their weapon offline, that'd be good. Both dual lasers would have had to have landed, but one of them missed. So we're just gonna wait. Dodge chance, cloak, 94%. That is a breaching missile, so we can permanently dodge that with only the cloak. I mean, we only have a 94% chance of dodging the missile, but you know what I mean. Swarm, hit them in their shield system. They have no shields, so now we can go to ham on their weapons and piloting and engines and oxygen. And now they only have the single shot laser, so we are good. They have no oxygen, but I don't think we'll be able to kill their crew. I would have to keep their oxygen down for a very long time for that to happen. What I can do instead is just like mini beam their cloak and then dual laser their weapons. I might as well hit 4 rooms because if they resist damage once, then we won't kill them. So let's do this instead. Yeah, they resisted a lot of damage, so I guess that was fine. They're gonna get the shields repaired pretty dang quickly with 3 of them in there, so we're gonna fire on their shields. And this should kill them. 18 scrap, 5 missile, 3 fuel. The fuel is nice, but I'm gonna say no, just because I want more scrap. We didn't get more scrap, actually, we got less, I think. But that's good. We can still get the second bar of shields, and we can get that powered up immediately. Oh, it feels so much better to have actual defenses now. Attack the slavers, absolutely. They do have a halberd, but we do have 2 bars of shields now, so we can avoid getting hit by the damage from the halberd if we have our shields fully powered. So we are gonna cloak out of the missile when it comes in. That's just kind of a no-brainer. I might as well get the power out of the shield system because we don't need it until they fire their halberd. Cloak now. I want their laser to hit my shields or to be dodged naturally so I can get the training points from it. You don't get training points from dodging when cloaked. So Big B right now has a 4 of 13. Let's do it like this. Missile missed. Big B still has a 4 of 13. He didn't get training because he didn't dodge it. The cloak dodged it. Okay, get the shields powered up. Gonna wait for the swarm to probably get up to level 3 before I fire. I need to bust through their shields. Swarm is the best way to do that. Only 1 landed, but that's okay. We can hopefully take out their... Hopefully we can take out their weapons regardless. And I might not be able to hit the shield system here. Yeah, so we're just gonna hit oxygen, weapons, and piloting. Missiles coming in. Might as well try to dodge it with as much dodge power as I can. And we did dodge it. That's really good. Might as well keep the dodge chance up for a split second. Okay, second one hit the shields, the laser, but that's okay. This power is fine. I can move power as soon as they fire the missile whenever they fire it. So that I can hopefully dodge it. You know, this would be a good opportunity for a defense drone, but these missiles only do 1 damage, I think. It's not that important to dodge them. Do it like this, keep their repairs busy. Missile's probably gonna land, yep, but it landed in an empty room, so at the very least I don't need to worry about getting stuff repaired. And they still have their missile online. I could use a swarm, but we're just gonna cloak out of their next missile when it comes in, so I don't need to use a swarm at all. Fire my weapons first. Oh, they got their shields repaired. I didn't even think about that. I'm a big idiot. Keep hitting them in their weapons, keep their missile offline if we can, and we can. I'm probably gonna use another swarm. I need to take out their shields. Let's do it. They're gonna give me another crew member. No thank you, I have enough crew members. Their shield room is on fire, so they are dead. Okay, that worked out pretty well. We did get hit a couple of times, but that's not too bad. We picked up 40 scrap, which is wonderful. Means that we can get some more reactor power. Yeah, we need more reactor power. Now we can have the shields powered up pretty much permanently and just micro oxygen power to get the cloaking online. And I'm hoping that we can get to the quest beacon without coming across a a environmental hazard here, because if we come across an environmental hazard on this previous beacon to the quest, then we're screwed. We can't get the achievement because we'll have to go through it, because we can't backtrack now. It's too late. We've already gone, you know, so far ahead that we can't backtrack anymore. So here's hoping. My fingers are crossed. Hopefully we don't run out of fuel either. Well, there's nothing here, but there's a distress beacon. Hopefully they don't ask for fuel. Hopefully they give me fuel. Lead them to their destination. They're gonna give me scrap. And we have no fuel. Turn the distress beacon on. We wait. 24 scrap, nothing to buy. Piloting could be good, but if I'm not going to environmental hazards, that means I'm not going to go to the ion storm in a nebula, because that's an environmental hazard. That's one of the few situations outside of abandoned sectors where you can use piloting level 2 as a blue option. I don't think I need it. Now, it could also just help me prevent my piloting going offline at all, but I don't think we need it. We wait. Automated Rebel Scout. They're trying to escape. It's going to take them a long time. I realize what this is now, and I think I actually looked this up. Enemy ships escape when you are out of fuel, so you don't run into stalemates. Like, oh, I can't break through your shields, you can't break through my shields. I'm just going to sit here forever. They will escape in a long time. They do have a lot of beams. Beams don't worry me all that much. The missile does. We're going to try to dodge that. And hopefully my swarm can take out their shields, because that's the only way I can do damage to them. Fire the dual lasers, yes. Cloak out of it all. Okay, get the O2 back online. Swarm. I'm gonna wait until it gets powered up to level 3. Hit him in the shields. Come on. I hit him enough that I can try to sneak in some shots. Now, one laser did miss. I can kill these guys. It's just gonna take a while. O2's on fire. We can get that put out. Rockman can go, Rockman and Mantis can go take out, or repair, excuse me, the O2 room. Open all doors except for the breach, and the oxygen will flow into the room, so they're not going to take damage. Swarm, ready to go. Hit him in the shields, please. They have a missile coming in. I'm going to cloak. Missile missed. Dual lasers go in. Mini beam, take out some of their weapons, please. Ah, their missile's now offline. Perfect. Now, if they ever immediately try to flee, I have to swarm their piloting system, but hopefully they don't try to flee. Hopefully they stay here for a while longer. Beam might... Nah, that's a... My shields will come up. My shields will come up ahead of time. Don't worry about it. You guys go back to your rooms. Dual laser. Keep their weapons offline. They're bringing their missile launcher back online. That's what I was worried about, and I actually mentioned this earlier. When their missiles are offline, don't shoot the weapon system because they might put the missiles online. I didn't follow that advice on this encounter, and because of that, I am going to fire the mini beam at their weapon system to take their weapons offline, because this will take the missile back on offline. There we go. 3 swarms. I'm not gonna fire. I'm only gonna fire if they actually do try to escape. They're not trying to escape yet. Wait for the mini beam. This will kill him. Good stuff, good stuff. Get the O2 back online, and we get some fuel out of it. Oh, no, we don't get any fuel out of it. Well, I mean, that was a good encounter, you know, but I kind of wish we had some fuel. 42 scrap. Do we upgrade something? I don't need more reactor power, technically. Kind of just want to, like, wait a bit.